Hi everyone, Krista Thomas here from regalstamping.com, and I thought I would share with you today how to make a fork bow similar to this one here. And a fork bow uses a fork, and I find that the best results usually come with a narrow ribbon, such as one of these 1/8 inch wide ribbons from the All the Trimmings ribbon pack, which is actually from Trimming the Town Suite, and that little bit right there. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and use red because that's what I used on my card here. And I don't measure how much I'm going to use. However, I do know that I'm going to need a piece that's roughly 5 inches or so. So I will set that aside, and then I'm just going to work off of the roll, pulling the ribbon out as I need it. So to do a fork bow, you start by leaving yourself a couple inches of tail, and then you just start weaving in and out, and then wrap it around and keep your ribbon going the same direction. In other words, you don't want to twist it here. Make sure it's going the same flat direction. And depending on how many loops that you want on one side or the other, of course you want it to be even, you can tell how many loops you're going to have by the 2 outside fork tines. So you can see here I have 2. I want my bow to have 3 loops per side. So I need to wrap it, and then I will wrap it one more time because you always end up with a tail beginning at one side here and the opposite side at the top. Because I'm right-handed, I always start with my tail at the left side down here. But if you're left-handed, you might want to hold it and do it the opposite. Okay, so I need to finish this wrap. And now I have 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. So what I'm going to do now is kind of scrunch these all together. I'm going to take this 5 to 6 inch piece that I cut here and put it through the middle tines, and sometimes it would help if you had a third hand, but what I'm going to do now, I've got this piece of ribbon here. I'm going to lay the fork down and tie a knot, pulling really tight. You want to pull really tight, and I always like to tie one more time just so that that knot doesn't come out. Again, pulling it really tight. And now I'm going to slide everything off of the fork, and that is a fork bow. Now we'll go ahead and cut that. You can see that you have 4 or 2 for a total of 4 tails, and so you could use 2 of those tails to wrap it around a card like this, or you can just do like I did for this bow, cut a couple of them shorter and have 2 that are longer. And you may have to kind of fiddle with those tails to get them to lay the way that you want. So I'm going to go like this and like that, and that, and that. And then if I think that those are still too long, I can trim up some more. Or I could tuck these down under like this. Anyway, you get the idea. So play with those tails and get them to go the way that you want. And that's how you make a fork bow. You can also, if you want a bigger bow than this, you could use a, what's it called, a hair pick, the big hair pick, and then just loop it evenly through. So you'd have to play with that And that way you get a bigger bow. Okay, so there you go, and I hope that made sense.